Hey, you useless lump. You'll handle dinner tonight, right?
Me? I'm swamped with work today. I won't have time to cook.
Don't make excuses. You don't have a real job, and we both know it. You're too lazy to do any real work.
That's not true. I work every day. I've told you many times. Why can't you understand that?
Why should I believe you? Everything you say is suspect. You're a serial liar. I don't want to hear it.
You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. But I'm telling the truth. I have a deadline, so there's no way I can make dinner. Can't Dad do it? Or what about you? Where are you? Have you gone somewhere?
I went out today. What kind of son are you? Your father is ill, and you expect him to do your chores for you? You should think about other people's needs.
He said he understands I'm busy with work. I mean what I said, I have a deadline coming up. Honestly, even texting you right now is a waste of my time. I really need to focus on my work.
Don't speak to me like that. How rude. I'm your mother.
Mom, if I don't answer you, we both know you'll be angry or worried. Mostly angry. That's why I'm replying right now. But I'm telling you, there's no way I can make dinner tonight. Why don't you get Harrison to make it?
Oh my goodness. First, you want to make your poor sick father do your work for you. And now you want to force your little brother to do your chores? Even though he's focusing on his schoolwork? College is hard work, you know. Have you lost your mind?
I know. Harrison has his homework. But he also has a part-time job and goes out and has fun often. Even though the tuition is a total waste of money, he's still going. I think he's putting off graduating. Because he doesn't want to take on the responsibility of a real job yet. He's got enough time on his hands that he could make dinner for everyone.
You can't be serious? You never went to college, you never got a real job for yourself either. You just stay shut up in your room all day. The least you could do is make dinner. If you can't help out around the house, you're just making more trouble for the family by hanging around. Can't you see that?
What are you saying? I did everything you're supposed to do. I moved out and got my own place and took care of myself for ages. I didn't move back in until Dad got sick. We talked about it before I even moved back in. I thought you understood that. I don't know what has changed lately, but you don't seem to remember that at all. I don't know why you're being like this. Don't you think you're being a bit unfair? You've said some pretty awful things to me lately, and I don't understand why.
You don't know?
Huh?
It doesn't matter what mess comes out of your mouth, it's all just a bunch of excuses. You haven't been able to do anything. You don't do anything to help out this family. You're just a waste of space. You take and you take, but you don't give, you lazy piece of crap. The least you could do is help out around the house.
Wow, Mom, you don't have to take it that far.
You used to at least make dinner for your father and your brother. But if you aren't going to do even that much anymore, what are you bringing to the table? How are you earning your keep?
Look, Harrison got home a few minutes ago. I asked him to help out and make dinner tonight, and he said it wouldn't be a problem. He's already started, I think. Why do you only want me to do it? Why don't you ask him sometimes too?
Seriously? You're going to make your brother do your chores while you play around on your phone instead?
I'm not having fun on my phone. You keep texting me, so I'm answering you, that's all. I'd rather be focusing on my work right now.
Poor Harrison, he's always so tired between studying and working. He's got a full class load this semester too. How can you do that to him? You are such a leech. Aren't you even the least bit ashamed of yourself?
You know what? Fine. Why don't you just not worry about dinner tonight? If you're already out, why don't you go ahead and grab dinner before you go home? Find some restaurant that you like and have dinner there instead. Have a good time.
You are so useless. You should be doing something to contribute to this family. Anything.
I'm going to focus on my work now, Mom. I'll talk to you when I'm done.
I thought you had committed to being a shut-in, you loser. But it looks like you went out today, didn't you? You finally got out of the house?
I told you the other day, I had a deadline for a project I've been working on. I already turned everything in. But I have a meeting to go over some of the bigger points of it today. I'm meeting with my publisher today. Do you need something from me? Do you need me to pick up anything at the store before I come home? Or do you need me to run an errand for you?
No, it isn't anything like that. I don't need anything. I don't need you to do anything for me ever again, actually.
What?
I don't want you around the house anymore. You've been a drain on the entire family since you moved back in. You're a leech and I don't want you around. How long are you planning on staying with us? I've been telling you that you've been nothing but trouble for ages and you just aren't taking the hint.
How many times have we talked about this already? We always have the same conversation. Can we just skip it today? I've had enough. Look, I'm a little busy right now. Let's talk about this later.
So you're going to just run away from this conversation?
What's that supposed to mean?
Every time I try to bring it up, you manage to wriggle out of talking to me.
I'm not trying to wriggle out of anything. You just always start pestering me. When I'm already busy with something important and I can't properly respond to you. I get it, I get it. I'll talk to you later.
Don't come home today. There's nothing for you to come back to. I've already cleaned out your room.
What are you talking about?
I took all of your things, put them in a garbage bag, and tossed them out. I want you out of my house, you lazy piece of crap.
That's fine by me. I'll move out tomorrow.
Oh,
I never thought you would just kick me out all of a sudden like this. But fine. I'll just come back today to get anything that's left and tidy up. I'll be gone tomorrow. How's that? Is that okay with you?
and you'll go? Just like that?
I mean, I think it's pretty awful that you threw my things out. But at least you didn't throw away my laptop, right?
No, I didn't. I sold everything that looked like it might be worth a little money. So there's no need for you to come back at all, even today. There's nothing here for you.
What? You sold my computer? Don't joke about something like that. Surely you wouldn't do something that bad?
You just wasted time playing on it. What's the point of keeping it around? I could have just thrown it away, and it wouldn't have mattered.
I can't believe you. Thank goodness I had a backup. I would have been in real trouble. In that case, fine. I won't come back tonight either. I'm gone.
That's what I was hoping to hear. I don't want to see your lazy face at my door again.
Why don't you go ahead and explain this all to Dad yourself? I can't believe you would do this to your own son. No mother would. From this day forward, I can't call you my mother again. Consider us done. I'm not your son, you're not my mom. We have no relation.
That's fine by me. I'd be embarrassed to have a son like you anyway. You're almost 30. You don't work, you don't even leave the house. You just waste your life away in your room.
Then we understand each other. Goodbye. Please, don't even try to contact me again. We are through.
What have you been up to? Living on your own can be a bit tough sometimes. How are you? If you get into any trouble or need anything, just let me know. You can come back home anytime you like, okay?
What are you talking about? What are you contacting me for? Are you up to something?
No. I don't need anything. I was just wondering how you were doing.
Seriously? I don't think you've ever wondered if I was okay in my entire life. What is going on? Is there something you need to tell me? What are you trying to do? You're up to something.
You shouldn't talk like that. It's perfectly normal for a mother to worry about her son. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be so suspicious. I'm just worried about you is all.
You are such a liar.
What? How can you say that?
Did Dad put you up to this? Is he making you reach out to me? There's no way I am ever coming back to that house again. You can tell Dad yourself if you want, or I'll tell him. But I'm not coming back.
Why not? You should come home. Don't just throw your family away. I couldn't forgive you for that.
You won't forgive me? You're the one that threw me out. You can't just change your mind at the drop of a hat. It doesn't work like that.
I didn't just change my mind out of nowhere, you know. I had no idea.
You had no idea? About what? Oh, I think I know what you are talking about. After Dad got sick and couldn't work anymore, I was the one paying all the bills. Is that what this is about? Or maybe this is about Harrison's tuition? I've been paying for that too all this time. Did you just realize the leech was paying the bills? It was the shut-in that you hated so much. That was keeping you afloat and paying for everything. Is that what this is about?
I didn't know about any of that. You should have told me. Why didn't you say anything? I had no idea.
I told you. I told you time and time again. You were too busy complaining to hear me. It's your own fault if you didn't know because I definitely told you.
Well, I never meant to ignore you.
I understand completely. And I don't have any plans to talk to you anymore. Of course, you only contacted me because you needed something. But don't think you'll get anything out of it. I've already told Dad and Harrison. I'm not going to be supporting you any longer. I'm done paying for everyone else.
Why would you do such a thing? Doesn't it bother you to just give up on your family? Doesn't that hurt you at all? Have a heart.
Seriously? You, of all people, are going to say that? You're the one that kicked me out, didn't that bother you? Now that I'm not there to pay for things, you're the one that needs to step up. You should be covering all the expenses. And any of the chores I'm not there to take care of.
That's the problem. I don't have any way to pay for all that by myself. How am I supposed to pay for everything and take care of the house and take care of your father and pay tuition? I think I could at least cover Harrison's tuition. But I don't think I can do more than that by myself. I only work a few shifts a week at my job.
Well, why don't you take on more hours? You didn't consider any of this before you kicked me out. Dad has been unable to work for a while now. Who did you think was financing everything? If you'd given it a second thought, it would have been quite evident. How could you be so oblivious?
Don't speak to me in that manner. I had no idea you were a successful writer.
I've been lucky, I've used social media to gain some publicity and people have liked my work. I've become a little famous in the writing world. I've been able to pay for everything and make a good living for myself with my writing. I've got a new book coming out soon. It's a memoir about my life. You should know something. If that book does well, everyone who knows me, including all our old friends, is going to know exactly what kind of person you are.
What are you implying? Are you joking? You shouldn't reveal our private matters like that. What will you write about?
You've always been unkind to me, even when I was a child. You often said hurtful things to me. You consistently compared me to my brother, showing favoritism toward him. Even when I was providing for our family, you kicked me out. I believe it will make a compelling book.
Now, just a minute. Don't you dare publish something like that. Why not come back home? Let's put this behind us.
I wouldn't return even if you paid me.
What?
I've been talking to Dad. He's extremely upset with you for your actions. He's considering asking you to leave. He intends to seek employment and do what he can to make ends meet. I plan to assist him as much as possible. But as for you, I won't provide a dime.
Your father said that?
He did. Dad mentioned that he might help Harrison with his tuition from his savings. He may not cover all of it, but he'll provide some support. Harrison has been applying for scholarships and grants. He thinks he can soon move out on his own.
What about me?
Ha! I have no idea. Maybe if you work diligently at your job, they'll give you more hours? You could manage with that, I believe.
How can you be so nonchalant about it? I don't know what to do. How can I survive if your father kicks me out?
I'm certain that with careful consideration and hard work, you'll find a solution. But it no longer concerns me. We agreed that we were no longer family the day you evicted me. You were eager to sever ties, so you should live with the consequences.
That's all in the past. Let bygones be bygones. We don't have to let it ruin our lives. We can work on our relationship. We can mend this.
I don't see any reason to fix things now. I'm enjoying living by myself. And I'm especially happy not to have to live with you anymore. And I can get so much more work done now. My writing is really taking off. You're like some kind of plague, and I'm glad to be free of you.
How can you say that to me? I'm your mother.
Is there something else you'd prefer me to say? But I remember everything you've ever said and done to me. How could I forget? I've documented everything in my books. Now, no one else will forget either. Honestly, I wish I could forget some of it. Please, do not attempt to contact me again. You've created a sad, lonely life for yourself. Best of luck with it. Alan's memoir hit the shelves, and bookstores couldn't keep it in stock as it sold out repeatedly, becoming a huge success. As Bonnie's family and friends delved into the book, she grew increasingly uncomfortable. People she encountered began to see her in a different light, and she sensed the change. The impactful content of the book left people astonished, leading to a gradual loss of friends. Neighbors started to gossip, and her social outings dwindled, eventually turning her into a recluse. Bonnie's husband never forgave her for rejecting Alan from their home. Once he read the book, he realized the extent of the abuse she had inflicted on their son, prompting him to file for divorce shortly thereafter. Throughout the divorce proceedings, more distressing revelations surfaced. It came to light that Bonnie had even been involved in an affair in the past. The divorce was protracted and contentious, with the court awarding most of their assets to Alan's father. Given the abuse documented in the book and the evidence of Bonnie's affairs, Bonnie was compelled to start over with very little. She is now occupied with her minimum wage job every day, far from a life of luxury. She struggles to make ends meet. Alan's book achieved bestseller status, and his name gained nationwide recognition. The book even found success internationally. His next book is expected to be released next year.